Okay, dude, this is the deal. You have a function here that you're trying to take the derivative of, and the top and the bottom, I'm going to call the top high and the bottom low. So every time you have a function that's like a fraction with one function on top of another function, you're pretty much going to have to do it this way. You can't just take the derivative of the top and then divide it by the derivative of the bottom. That would be easy, but it doesn't give you the right answer. So what I have for you is a little rhyme that I learned when I was a senior in high school, and it stuck with me to this day to help you remember how to do this. The rhyme goes like this: low D high minus high D low, and then what we're going to do is draw a line, and down below the squared denominator always must go. So the denominator, which I guess is low, I guess I'll just write that as low. You're going to wind up squaring the denominator. So I'm going to change that and put it back to a pencil here and get that. And we're going to go low in the denom, and that is going to be squared. So that's our rule. We're going to have low D high minus high D low. Draw the line, and down below the squared denominator always must go. And what do I mean by that? Low is the bottom, would be x. D high means the derivative of the high part, derivative of the top, minus high, which is the top part, times the derivative of the low part. Draw the line, and then down below your squared denominator goes. So that's what we're going to do on this problem. Okay, so here we go. I got the function written up here, and we've got 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus 9x minus 8, minus 8 all over x. So to get the derivative, f prime of x, or dy dx, or whatever your teacher, whatever notation they use, here's what we're going to do. Low, the rhyme goes low d high minus high d low. So low is x, so I'm going to put an x. Now I'm going to multiply that by the derivative of up high. Low d high means low times the derivative up high. Well, the derivative of 4x cubed is 12x squared. The derivative of 2x squared is 4x to the first. The derivative of 9x is just 9, and the derivative of negative 8 is 0, so I'm not going to write it. Now we have to subtract high d low. So I'm going to run out of room here because I don't have that much room left on this sheet. I was writing kind of big, so I'm going to put the rest of this like right here, but it's all going to be in the numerator. So now we got to do high, which is the whole 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus 9x minus 8 times d low. Well, d low is the derivative of the denominator, which is the derivative of x, which is 1. So we're just going to put a 1 there. And draw the line, and down below the squared denominator always must go. The denominator is x, so when we square it, we're just going to get x squared. And that's basically the answer, it's just that we want to clean it up. We can take this x and distribute it into each of these terms, and then subtract each of these terms, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so I rewrote the what we had from the other page. We added x out here. That was being distributed to this 12x squared plus 4x plus 9, and then subtracting all this stuff. Well, this stuff is just being multiplied by 1, so all I'm going to do with that is just take the derivative and take the negative and distribute it into each of these terms. So it's just going to change the sign of each of those. So distributing the x in the first thing is going to give you 12. Not going to give us that. I don't know what happened there. This software really stinks. But anyway, we're going to get 12x cubed plus 4x squared. That's a cubed up there. Plus 9x. Now minus 4x cubed minus 2x squared minus 9x plus an 8. So basically I just changed the sign of everything that was in this guy up here. And that's all over x squared. the world's worst x squared, but you get what I mean. So now the only thing left to do is just group up like terms here and see if anything can cancel. So here we go. With the numerator, you got a 12x cubed here, and you got minus 4x cubed, so that gives you 8x cubed. 4x squared minus 2x squared is 2x squared. 9x minus 9x is nothing. There's no regular x's. And then lastly, you got a plus 8 right there at the end. So you got a plus 8 down here. And all of it is over x squared. So I think you just, in your solution, I'm not sure what you had, but you might have just forgotten to have that denominator there, the x squared in the bottom. Yeah, that's exactly what you did. So there you go.